When we inhale an aroma, odor molecules enter the nose and stimulate small hairs called cilia to send messages to the brain. One part of the brain that receives these messages is the limbic system, often called the pleasure center. The signals then travel down to the spinal cord, and just like food and herbal aphrodisiacs, cause blood to rush to the genitals. Some of the body's most potent aphrodisiacs are our aromas. Not the obvious unpleasant smells like nervous sweat. Rather, each person has a unique smell print made up of pheromones. Pheromones are chemical substances released all over the body, but especially from the armpits, the genitals, and under our hair. We are surrounded by clouds of these molecules and leave trails of them as we walk. Some of these signals smell, and some don't. It is believed that they are picked up by the noses of other people who are either consciously or unconsciously attracted to our smell.
Pheromones act in many ways for other animals, as I guess what you would call an aphrodisiac, or at least as a sexual cue, a cue for the onset of sexual behavior. They also do other things. There are alarm pheromones, there are mating pheromones, of course, there are courtship-type pheromones, there are weaning or suckling pheromones. So they act in many sorts of ways. Whether or not a pheromone could act as an aphrodisiac in humans, I think, is still a little bit of an open question.
Some studies show that there may be a link between pheromones and our sex drives. In one double-blind experiment, young women were exposed to either pheromones or a placebo. During the first 3 weeks of the test, 36% of those receiving the pheromones reported having weekly sex. By the 14th week, the number doubled. And researchers say it wasn't just the power of suggestion, as the group exposed to the placebo experienced no change. But if pheromones are the source of chemistry between two people who are instantly attracted to each other without knowing why, the perfumes and scents humans can detect could also be considered powerful aphrodisiacs. Some believe that smell is the sense most closely linked to our sexuality. Although sight and touch are also essential to our sex drive, their signals must first pass through areas of the brain known as the thalamus and the cortex before reaching the limbic lobe. Aromas, however, send signals directly to the limbic lobe, provoking a more powerful emotional reaction. But what happens when we combine the lure of scent with the supposed power of pheromones? Perfumes are now being used not only to enhance the fragrance of the wearer, but since the early 90s, companies have cashed in on the idea that pheromones help sell products.
One of my customer Victoria's neighborhoods. I typically come out here to deliver to her, and then I might come through the neighborhood and see if I can't develop some more customers. All right, let's see what we have here today. I brought you that Perceive purse spray that you had ordered.
Yes, I need to freshen this up, get my mood going in the middle of the...
Perceive's effect comes from synthetic pheromones said to be mood-enhancing. These synthetic pheromones are meant to help relaxation, reduce inhibitions, and may enhance relationships with friends and lovers.
My relationship with my husband has even changed because I'm happier, I'm more self-confident, I feel sexier, and he's liking that, you know?
Wait till you see what else I brought. Perceive for men.
You've got to be thinking.
No,
does it have that same...
It has that pheromone thing happening, yep.
Oh, wow.
If it is a pheromone, then your expectation is, of course, it will attract all the beautiful people in the world who will desire you and want you. But, in fact, it'll attract anybody with a nose.
While research into the effectiveness of pheromones continues, there is one part of the body believed to be the center of it all.
I think our brain is definitely an aphrodisiac. So many things go into our sexual response, what we smell, what we see, what we hear. Our brain is the main computer that will integrate and tell us what we're all feeling, and these things will stimulate us sexually.
If our bodies themselves offer us the most powerful aphrodisiacs, from brain chemicals to natural scents, Perhaps good overall health and fitness can help ensure sexual success.